Thanks for tuning in and welcome to the Post Route Show. And now, here's your host, W. Earl Kitchings.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Post Route. I'm your host, W. Earl Kitchings, where we dive deep into conversations with quarterbacks, both past and present, those black quarterbacks, of course. This show is proudly brought to you by Quarterfied Back, the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks and home of the prestigious BIP Memorial Trophy, the only national award that honors both the top black HBCU quarterback and the top black quarterback from high schools around America. We're always thrilled to have you. We ask that you support us. Let us know that you appreciate what we're doing. It's a very simple thing. Hey, all you got to do, first of all, I'm going to tell you, go to Instagram at _5_back to see some phenomenal social media information, imagery, and things of that nature. _5_back on Instagram. Then, if you like what we're doing, subscribe to the Post Route. Hit the like button. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of these phenomenal conversations, because only here can you find out about all these great quarterbacks who have done phenomenal things. Join us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for more phenomenal conversations. Now, tonight, I'm going to do things a little different. I'm going to recognize our college quarterback of the week and our high school quarterback of the week. I'm not going to give you our national watch list. Why? Because my guest tonight, let me tell you, I can already tell you that our conversation is going to be so good that I don't want to miss out on having the conversation with this gentleman tonight, because he's a phenomenal guy, let me tell you. And his work that he did while he was in college speaks for itself. We're going to bring you a clip of that, but let me do my quarterbacks of the week at the high school level. Now, last week, this guy was our co-quarterback of the week. This week, he stands alone. That young man would be Mr. Jelani Dipple. Jelani Dipple, the junior, out of Fresno, California, Central East High School. They were able to put up a W and move on into the California Interscholastic Federation playoffs. He led his team to the second win in the playoffs by defeating Buchanan East. The Bengals outscored the Bears 27-7 as Jelani threw 4 touchdowns in the second half to advance to their game against Clovis this upcoming Friday. Jelani Dipple currently ranked number 11 in the nation for all high school quarterbacks by Max Prep. Our high school quarterback of the week, Jelani Dipple, the junior, Central East High School, Fresno, California. Congratulations, Jelani. He is definitely going to be one of those guys in the running for the 2025 BIP Memorial Trophy, because he's got a couple more games to go. Then when we look at the quarterback of the week from the HBCUs, let me first say this. Congratulations first to Albany State University, Coach Quinn Gray, and those mighty Rams of Albany State for doing their work this past Saturday and winning the SIAC championship. They will now move on to the Division II playoffs, and we hope that they will definitely make a great showing for those guys. Albany State, they went 10-1. Their only loss this year was to Florida A&M, which was a FCS school. So otherwise, in Division II, in the SIAC, they were perfect. And then, congratulations, man. Do you know what it's like to wait 50 plus years to win a championship? 56 years to be exact. Congratulations to Coach Flowers and the Golden Bulls of Johnson C. Smith University for winning the CIAA championship by defeating the defending CIAA champions, the Virginia Union Panthers, by the score of 45-21 this past weekend in the SWAC championship. And with that, our quarterback of the week from the HBCUs is the starting quarterback from Johnson C. Smith, our frat brother, Mr. Kelvin Durham. Kelvin Durham had a phenomenal game. He went 16 of 29, 1 interceptions, 285 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So congratulations to him and the Bulls. They also got an invitation to the Division II playoffs. But here's a bigger thing. This might be the first time that I can recall, and maybe the first time in NCAA Division II history, that five Black Division II colleges will be playing in the Division II playoffs. You got Albany State, SIAC champ. You got Johnson C. Smith, CIAA champ. You got Kentucky State, SIAC. You got Virginia Union, CIAA. And you got Benedict, SIAC. 5 HBCUs going to Division II. We're going to see how they do. We hope that they will do very well. Now, as I was telling you, my guest tonight is a phenomenal quarterback. Hailing from the metro Atlanta area, he went on to just travel 90 miles west to a school over in Alabama. Before I bring him on, I'm going to let my producer bring up those highlights to show you who our guest is tonight and what kind of quarterback he was back in the day.
Here's Cooper, 4-man rush for Florida State, going to cut it loose. Phil Johnson caught it inside the 10. Phil Johnson on his feet, he'll cut back, and Jacksonville State has won at the Horn.
Oh my goodness. And as they say, just like that, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the guy's last name, but you know, I'm sure his nickname to some guys is just Z. My guest tonight was the quarterback who threw that strike to defeat Florida State. And we're going to talk about that particular game because, man, when you beat a FBS school, boy, you are in some high acknowledgement. My guest tonight from Jacksonville State University, the #1 passer on the Gamecocks passing list. Please join me in welcoming Zerrick Cooper as my guest tonight on the Post Route. Z!
What's going on, my guy?
Hey, man. You dropped that thing in the basket.
Had to.
Oh, my goodness.
Had to.
What was that like on that play?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. What a lot of folks don't know is we actually ran that play twice in a row. And
okay.
That play right there, I looked to the sideline. We actually ran that same play. I looked to the sideline, and my coach pointed to the receiver right here. And the rest is history. I just dropped back, threw the ball, and he did his thing. That's why he came to Jacksonville State.
That pass reminds me of two passes that come to mind right away.
What's that?
Doug Flutie throwing that pass against Miami.
Okay.
That pass will live forever in college football annals, man. That pass there. And then the other pass, because you remind me of this guy, and I know you probably been told this before, but you remind me of Slash. You remind me of Slash. Yes, sir.
I get that a lot.
You get that a lot?
Yes, sir,
and for those who don't know who Slash is, we're talking about Cordell Stewart of Colorado on that big pass play where he threw that touchdown at the end of the game to win it, that Hail Mary, and boom. So that's what that reminded me of. And I'm like, man, that's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Slash. He reminds me of Cordell Stewart. Oh, my goodness, man. And they just kept letting you guys hang around?
Yeah. We was down, 3 going into fourth quarter with 17 seconds. And it was a good game throughout the whole game. We actually scored first and fought back. They took the lead late in the second half. We fought back, and then the rest is history, like you just seen. Yeah. It was a blast. I would say that. It was a blast.
Man, Z, I know it had to be a blast, man, because as long as you guys were in contention for a win, man, it keeps your energy, man. It keeps that adrenaline going, man. So it's like, yeah, we in this, man. Let's stay in this. Let's stay in. So kudos to your defense, because they had to do a phenomenal job, man, to keep you guys in the mix to possibly win the game. Because, hey, without that defense standing up against a Florida State,
it would have been
Campbell,
tough. It would have been tough.
It would have been real tough.
In the atmosphere, like you spoke on, man, it was crazy.
Oh, I know how crazy the atmosphere is on Florida State, man. 80,000. Oh, yeah, I know what that's like. But like my man Stuart Scott used to say, he was as cool as the other side of the pillow, man. Because when you just step back and kind of just threw that thing with all that finesse, I was like, yeah, and dropped it right in the basket, man. I asked a guy last week, I said, man, why is it that you see guys running down the field and the quarterbacks, man, they are running hard down the field to congratulate that guy on the touchdown like that, man?
I was like the first person to die. I was at the bottom of the pile. A lot of folks I was at the bottom of the pile, like, all right, come on, we gotta go, man. We gotta go. My position coach came to me after that. He was like, hey, don't do that again. Please don't. You scared me. I'm like, my bad, coach.
Man, your coach was so happy and excited, man. He was like, man. So that play, I know people will say that kind of defines your career. I get it. And more than likely, 9 out of 10 times it does, because you're on the big stage, man. I mean, you're on the big stage. I mean, and of course, Florida State has kind of already put up the L for you guys, you know, because, hey, Jacksonville State, y'all ain't coming here and doing nothing, man. But little did they know.
Yeah, that was the money game.
Well, you know, I know how that works, man. You're supposed to get the check. You're not supposed to get the W. You're not supposed to get both, Zerrick. You're not supposed to get both, Z.
That's what we came to do.
That's what we came to do. Okay. We're not scared of those guys anymore, Coach. Not as long as Cooper is there. Maybe after Cooper is gone, we'll scare them. But no, not while he's there.
Yeah, they don't want no more.
Yeah, man. Oh, well, congratulations, man. That was a phenomenal game. And what a sweet ride back to Jacksonville, Alabama. Oh, my God. That had to be so sweet.
Nice, cool ride.
Nice, cool ride, eh?
Nice, cool ride. Couldn't say too much. I mean, just took care of business. Got back, took care of more business that following week.
Okay. Now, you played all your college career at Jacksonville State?
No, sir, I didn't. So I actually started off at Clemson. Went there out of high school, committed there out of high school for 2 years, and then I stayed there for 2 years, then transferred to Jacksonville State in 2018. Okay. Well, I know about a few brothers who played at Clemson. One guy, 2 guys actually played. Well, no, really 3. The first one, he didn't get a chance. I mean, and he was a phenomenal quarterback. They just didn't give him a chance. The second guy, Patrick Sapp, he played for 3 years, and then he converted to linebacker, and that's what got him in the league. Okay. And then another guy named Rod Gardner, he's a quarterback in high school, but when he got to Clemson, he got switched out to wideout. Okay. And that's one of the things that really is kind of, annoyed me at times is, man, we always got to switch out, but yeah, I'm sure being in that Clemson environment, man, I mean, I know that was even a crazy environment to be at Clemson. Oh, man, it was crazy. I actually have a funny story about that, too, as well. Listen, one thing about me, I got a lot of funny stories.
Well, let's hear the funny story about Clemson, man. We ain't got number time.
So, everybody always asks me, man, what was the loudest game or the best game you ever played in? We was at Clemson. And it was a home game, and we played against Louisville. It was against Lamar Jackson.
Oh.
Crazy game.
Yes,
so
indeed.
As far as like the performance-wise with Deshaun Watson and Lamar, of course, them 2 guys going to take care of their business. But as far as like the environment, loud, game ended late, woke up the next morning with a headache still, man. It was just one of those type of games where you just had to be there, didn't want to miss. Yes. And then I got a funny story about Lamar that same game, just seeing him run the ball, going against our defense, because that's the year we had like a top 10 defense with Coach V, head coach at Oklahoma now. But first round is full of defensive stars, and Lamar just amazed everybody. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about amazed, and just being there in the atmosphere and seeing the guys compete, man, it was just one of the best games I ever could have been a part of, even my freshman year.
Well, I'm sure Lamar was shredding that defense like he wanted to, man. And when you saw him performing, Zerrick, I mean, how many times did you kind of shake your head like, he didn't just do that, did he?
Man, listen, me, all my teammates, like, bro, did you just see that? Like, you know? Man, it was crazy. Like, it was one of them games you just had to be there in person and just see it unfold and for its own self.
Well, I will say this, man. I know the environment at Clemson is crazy. I remember traveling to a game in North Carolina, man, and we were going on the interstate by Clemson, man. And when I saw the Tiger Paws on the highway, I was like, oh, my God.
That's how you know you're there?
That's when I knew I was there. So that part, then to see you run down into the stadium on that long slope, man, going down into the valley.
Yep.
And then I think the most intimidating thing about being in that stadium, man, it's not just that stadium. Everywhere Clemson goes, but you look up, man, and it's just a sea of orange. You don't see nothing but orange. Just orange. Like,
they bleed that orange purple. They bleed it up there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know they do. Oh, I know they take that stuff very serious up there at Clemson, especially after Clemson really kind of got on the map back in the early 80s with Coach Danny Ford and Homer Jordan. First black quarterback at Clemson, man, putting them on the map, man, and winning that first national championship. Woo, man, oh man.
It's been a list since then.
Ever since then, man. And then, you know, Coach Dabo doing his thing with the guys he got coming there, you know, Deshaun Watson and other guys, man. So, yeah. So, man, what a way to break into the college life, man, coming from Jonesboro. You go to Clemson, South Carolina, and get, as they said, baptized in the orange and purple of Clemson. And now it's like, okay. So I guess you made a decision that you wanted to seek other opportunities. So you decided to go to Jacksonville State.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Not a problem. Because sometimes when programs no longer suit who you are or vice versa, it's time to find a different thing.
Yeah, it's time.
It is. And had you not left, you wouldn't have them 9,800 yards at Jacksonville State, and you wouldn't have dropped that ball in the basket against Florida State. Now, would you?
Nope. Nowhere near.
Nowhere near, right?
No.
Wow. So what caused you to want to go to Jacksonville State? I mean, what were some of the things that came about that made you want to make that decision to transfer?
So it's actually an interesting story about that as well. So going through my sophomore year at Clemson, I kind of, peeped the scene and kind of felt them out throughout the season, and kind of, I kind of fell off from them as the season went on. And I kind of, told my parents, like, I didn't want to be here no more. And it took them probably the whole entire season to understand where I was coming from. Mm-hmm. So we ended up playing, if I'm not mistaken, Alabama and New Orleans in the All-State Bowl.
Okay.
And we lost that game, but, as a competitor, as a team leader as well, I felt like, there should have been, changes made, whether that would have been me playing or, another quarterback playing. But, Kelly wasn't 100% at the time. So, to give us a team, a fair chance to win and then go to the national championship, changes definitely need to be made. And that was just like the final straw, for me. And that's where my parents kind of, understood where I was coming from, because they felt the same way.
Okay.
So, after that game, I got back to Alabama. And not Alabama, to South Carolina, excuse me. And I had to talk with Coach Sweeney. And that conversation went smooth. He was all for it, and he understood where I was coming from. And it was kind of his idea to reach out to Coach Gross, which is the head coach at Jacksonville State at the time, to get me at Jacksonville State, because they was actually best friends.
Gotcha.
So, I told him, yes, sir. Like, I thank you for that phone call. So he reached out that same night. I told him I want to transfer. He reached out. Probably within the next 30 minutes to an hour, Coach Gross called me. And then probably within the next 2 hours, I was packing up my stuff, going home. And by the end of the week, I took a visit to Jacksonville. and now I'm at Jacksonville.
So had they recruited you before while you were trying to go to Clemson? Had they recruited you in the process?
No, sir.
So
Not at all.
they didn't know anything about you coming out of high school?
No, sir.
Wow.
At least to my knowledge. Let me say that. At least to my knowledge. I don't think I received an envelope or letter in the mail or phone call or nothing along the lines to let me know they was interested. At least to my knowledge. Let me say that.
There, how do you look back at a Dabo Swinney who understood what you were going through and made a call to continue to help you out as a young man, an aspiring quarterback? It's like, okay, it's not working here. Let me help this young man out. I mean, that's huge. I think that's huge.
And I have much respect for Coach Swinney.
Okay.
And it's kind of part of the reason why I actually stayed committed to Clemson, because a lot of folks don't know that I was on the line of decommitting from Clemson my senior year. 2 weeks before signing day, I had the University of Florida, potentially want to give me an offer, but I was committed to Florida 2 weeks before signing day, and it was just too fast, too rushed to get my family stuff down there, so I didn't commit. Let alone I was already committed to Clemson for 2 years, from my sophomore year to my senior year.
Right.
Then on top of that, having injury, tearing my ACL, and having pretty much every school that I was talking to back away except for Clemson.
Okay.
So that basically showed the loyalty. That's one thing about me. I'm big on loyalty. So, they show loyalty, so I show loyalty back and stayed committed throughout the whole process. And, I got there and it was the same thing. To this day, I still have no regrets about going to Clemson.
Sure.
No problem with Coach Swinney. I could call him whenever. Matter of fact, I was actually supposed to go to a game 3 weeks ago, go to a Clemson game. So, I got all love for Clemson still.
Okay. Well, I think those things are important, man, because, it's a process. I mean, life is a process. You go through things. Some things just don't work out. But as long as someone is trying to still help and do what's good to help you, you still going to have that loyalty. You still going to have some affinity for them because, hey, man, they didn't try to hurt me.
Right.
It just wasn't working out. I mean, that's how life is.
I agree.
It just wasn't working out. So
and sometimes that's the reality sometimes.
Right. And for him to just say, okay, well, let me call a friend of mine. Right. He might have something for you. And it just happened to work out. And hey, that was the blessing for you. That was a blessing for you, man, because hey, what if the coach from Jacksonville said, nah, I'm not interested? Then what? But that wasn't the way it worked out. It was kind of like it was already meant to be. It was already
Amen
meant to
to
be,
that.
man.
Amen to that.
So you get to Jacksonville State and you look things over. You saw the campus. No problems with that?
Not at all.
Okay. All right.
I mean, of course, it was a big difference in the facilities. I would say that. Clemson, $27 million facilities, and now I'm going to $100,000 facility. Two different. I'm going from a Porsche to a Camry. So, I mean, it was cool. It was cool though. It was cool.
Yeah, you're going from that mega weight room to just a weight room.
Man, I'm going to lobster to noodles.
But hey, man, them noodles got you all the way through.
Hey, them noodles got me eating lobster to this day too.
Exactly. Okay, so you knew nothing about Jacksonville State prior to you getting there.
I thought it was in Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, as I was doing the research, I said, man, how close is Jacksonville State to Atlanta? Because as I was looking up guys who had played before you to find out what the legacy is at Jacksonville State. And like I shared with you, when I found out about a guy, Cecil Blunt, the first black quarterback at Jacksonville State in '86 from Marietta, Georgia, and then the next three guys behind him who were black quarterbacks who were at Jacksonville State were from Metro Atlanta, I got really curious about, man, this is kind of interesting because it wasn't they just got one guy, man. It's like they kept dipping back in. Dipping back in. So it's like for them not to know about you after this legacy of quarterbacks from Metro Atlanta, it was like kind of odd because it's like, okay, somebody's not paying attention, but you not even knowing about Jacksonville State, man. I mean, just 90 miles away. It's just 90 miles away.
Yeah.
So I know that was a lot easier for your folks, man, to take that drive west as opposed to cutting across state to get to Clemson. But so when you got there, what was the quarterback room like, and what was the temperature of guys competing for that spot when you got there, Zerrick?
It was about like 4 or 5 quarterbacks there. But they did. I would say that when I did decide to transfer, they did let it know that like I was walking into a good situation where I was going to, be the starter. They didn't necessarily say I was going to be the starter, but in so many ways they said you was going to be the starter. And I just walked in with an open minded, just going in, meeting new teammates, learning a new playbook, new environment, new school, just knew everything, and just going in with an open mind, just going in, just accepting everything that came with the new change. I think that's the biggest thing I did learn from a transition, that change was okay. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, it definitely makes sense. I mean, because things do change. And if, when a change comes, it's up to you as to the results of that change. Now, you can fight it or you can embrace it. And if you embrace it, maybe a lot of good things will happen. But if you fight it,
it's funny you said it, because now that like I look back over the decision that I made, that was actually my first like grown man. It's not grown man, but like first manly decision to leave. That was my decision, not my family. Right. So I just took that as a moment of a lesson to grow up in a way, and it actually made me grow up a lot faster as a quarterback than I think if I stayed at Clemson than stayed there.
Well, again, that decision had a lot of upside to it. So now you get a chance to grow up, as you say. You get a chance to reevaluate who you are and look at, well, how can I become an even better person, quarterback, teammate, leader. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of things to reevaluate, but I would say you going there with an open mind was probably the best way to approach that. And because you did, everything just kind of fell into place for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. So I think it was a great thing. So now you get there. Of course, they're not going to promise you. Well, they're not going to tell everybody he's getting ready to be the starting quarterback, but they give you the old wink, wink. Well, he's not going to be the starting quarterback. Okay.
The little pat on the side,
like. So you make the move. You go through spring practice, and now you're transitioning to work in a whole different system, offense, new players, and everything. How did the players receive you?
They were pretty cool with it. It was a little bitterness at first, but I guess they learned to grow out of it, or just realized like I was just wasn't going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, it was cool. That was cool. My roommates was cool, pretty good. Went to the diner. We hung out together. We wasn't too distant, but it was cool.
Well, that's a good thing, because again, it's about relationships, and you're trying to build relationships as you are going through a process, man, and that's what you're wanting to make sure that transition is smooth and healthy for you. So to know that everybody was embracing, everybody was on the same page, even the coaches, because the quarterback coach, the guy who you were replacing, that might have been his guy,
right?
But the head coach got the final say so.
Literally, and it's funny you said it, because that's really what it was at the end of the day. It was his guy, and I mean, they just needed somebody else to come in and do the job.
Well, hey,
I can't really control that part at the end of the day.
It's not for you to control, man, because they'll tell you, hey, man, just go out and do your job.
Right?
Just go out and do your job. And
I mean, even
else fall into place.
I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off, but I mean, he still had his opportunities to play too. Like from the time I did get hurt, he went in and played and stuff like that. So it just wasn't like he just did not play.
Yeah. Okay. So your injury happened at Jacksonville State.
I had a couple injuries. I had one in high school, and then the others at Jacksonville State. Yes, sir.
Okay, but still, man, you're resilient. You're resilient. You know, and you came back from both of them and continued to perform. So, what were some of the more exciting? I mean, we've already seen one of the most exciting moments, but before that, because now you got to get used to a whole different conference of teams and playing at some places you may have never heard of before. So you get on the road and y'all got these road games, these conference games, and you're like, I ain't never heard of some of these places. Coach, where are we going? What was that like? Because we never, people never talk about that part of a transition. It's like, okay, man, I went from being at a FBS to FCS. It's a different brand of football. It's different schools. Everything's different. I got to get acclimated to a different culture.
Right.
What was that like for you?
So you actually asking a good question now, because this is gonna actually like help the younger guys like understand the transition portal, the transforming portal and stuff like that. Yeah. So for me, it's different now. But for me, I know when I transferred, you couldn't go from Power 5 to Power 5. So that was kind of part of the reason why I didn't go back Power 5, because I could have went to anywhere in the world, but. Granted, I would have to set a whole another year, and that would have put me behind the 8 ball. So I just chose to go down a division and play it right away. That way I could still been good, with the draft class that I came out with. But what they don't tell you is, like I said, the facilities, you don't get the top of the line facilities. You don't get paid. You don't get stipend. Like, you don't get none of that. Bus trips. Well, let me scratch the bus trips. The plane trips you get at Power 5, them turn into bus trips.
Exactly.
You ride the bus everywhere you go. I think we spent one time in like 3 years, and that was to Miami.
Right.
But other than that, we busing to Missouri. Never thought I'd be going to Missouri.
Wow.
7.5 hours on a bus. Never thought I'd be doing that. But I mean, the overall experience is good, because once again, like you spoke on building the relationships with the teammates. Yeah. What can I do on the bus with my teammates for 7.5 hours? I gotta talk to them. You see, besides sleep, eating snacks and watch a movie, but you talk to your teammates, you cracking jokes. Yeah. Y'all just there, play fine, whatever the case may be. Y'all just stay there bonding till y'all get to that next destination. And then, once you get there, it's the same thing, just limited until the game is over. But the experience is cool. I mean, I tell anybody, I mean, if you don't want to go Power 5, man, go down FBS, because it's the same type of talent there. Whereas if you FCS, it's literally the same thing. If you can ball, you can ball.
Okay. Hey, man, stay with me. I'm going to take this quick time out, and we're going to come back and we're going to chop it up a little bit more, man, because I just knew that this conversation was going to be so entertaining and fascinating, man. But stay with me. I'm going to take this quick break, and I'm going to bring you back.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, you are tuned into the Post Route, the home of Black quarterbacks from around the world. We are international. We got frat brothers on the continents from Europe, Japan, Mexico, Germany, United States. We are everywhere. So we want you to know that we are totally 100% all in with moving and preserving the legacies of Black quarterbacks. Now, I'm going to tell you once again, if you want to read and know more about Black quarterbacks between 1903 and 1990, hey, that's the book you need to get a copy of. My book, The Forgotten QBs, the little-known history, information, and statistics about Black quarterbacks in American college football, because it all starts there. Now, as we start working on our next edition to go from 1991 till the present, that's going to be even more phenomenal, because there will be more guys. And of course, as we continue to find out and do our research about Black quarterbacks who have played in programs that you may have not heard of, it's just one of those things that we want to keep building on. But get the book, The Forgotten QBs, and learn more about these phenomenal guys. Right here, check us out. Go to our website, Quarterfied Back. Click on our website. Check us out. You can get the book there. We take Zelle, 904-994-2189, or we take Cash App at $Q5Back44. Get your copy. $35 includes shipping, and I guarantee you, when you get this book and add it to your library, I guarantee you, if you start going through it, you're not going to put it down for a while because it's going to always surprise you as to who is in this book of guys you did not know played quarterback. And for those of you who don't know, guys like our guest tonight will be a part of that next edition because we're finding out about more quarterbacks from schools like Jacksonville State. Got some guys we're going to talk about in the future from Indiana State. And I know you say Indiana State, Larry Bird, yeah, but we got some guys that we're bringing to the forefront. So get a copy of my book, The Forgotten QBs, and I guarantee you it'll make a great Christmas gift. We'll get back to my guest tonight, Mr. Zerrick Z. Cooper, formerly of Jacksonville State University, the Gamecocks. Hey, man, as you went through this progression of now you are now enriched with the Gamecocks and knowing who they are, what were some of the highlights that, helped to build your confidence there and get you really acclimated and make you feel real comfortable being at this school? Because, like you said, you went from upper level to dropping down, but it doesn't matter because football is football.
Yeah, I think just realizing and really just accepting the change, as I mentioned before, and just making the best of my opportunities that I had to make the best opportunity, but I just wanted to live out the dreams that I wanted. I think my mom always said, if you can ball, they gonna find you.
Absolutely.
So regardless of what type of level you in, whether it's NIAA, D1, D2, JUCO, whatever the case may be, one thing about a coach, if you good, they're going to find you. Now, regardless of the level, that becomes the question that you need to ask yourself. What level do I want to play at? Whether it's high school, college, NFL, we talked before, we got on the call, briefly about, different type of levels of playing levels, stuff like that. So it just going back to realizing what I wanted, I should say, just realizing what I wanted at the end of the day. If I wanted to go to the league, I need to put up league numbers. I need to present myself as a lead type of quarterback. And, that's what I did to, have the career that I, had.
Jay, what are some of the things that go into the decision about deciding on certain schools, certain coaches? What are part of some of the things that make up that process? Because it's a process of, they recruit, they tell you this, they tell you that, you go visit. But what really helps to make that decision easy for guys to go to certain schools? And I ask that because as I've done research on not just schools in the NCAA, but when I've done research for NAIA schools, it amazes me as to how many African-American ball players I see at schools you never heard of before. And it's like, man,
right?
How do they find these guys? But everybody wants to continue to play, man. If somebody's going to give you an opportunity to play, then you're going to take it. But what goes into the process, or what went into your process of, how to determine where you really wanted to be and what was going to be a good fit for you?
I know for me personally, I kind of looked at the numbers that we had in the quarterback room. I think at the time we had 5. We had Deshaun Watson, Nick Schuschler, Kelly Bryant, Tucker Israel. So what? That's 4, and I made 5, and then we brought a walk on. But with them 6 quarterback, if you look at it, I had 2 seniors on the way out. So that means I was stuck with 4 quarterbacks.
4 guys, yeah.
So with Deshaun and Nick leaving, that opened up a competition for that following season, which was my red shirt sophomore year.
Okay.
So that was kind of easy for me to look at it that way, but it can be more complex depending on the situation of the school, how many quarterbacks, what year the quarterbacks, are they taking a walk-on or a JUCO player? So it's different variables that goes into it. So it's kind of hard to just pick like one, but just weighing all your options at the end of the day. Just look at the classification of the quarterback, who's on the way out. You may look at who's the backup for the team this year. Will he be the starter going into the spring season next year? So it's just different things to look at. I just want to tell whoever listening, if you're in this situation, just sit down with your parents and just map that out for them, mom and dad, or athlete, map that out for them, and just look at that, because it's imperative that you guys know that what you finna walk into.
Well, I think that's important, man, because you being a relatively young guy just coming out of the collegiate area of playing football, I think what you could tell young guys who are in high school would carry a lot of weight. Not saying older guys it wouldn't, but it's more relative because they see you as somebody who hadn't been away from high school that long. So I'm going to listen to him because he just stepped away. So talking to young guys and trying to get them to first listen, because how difficult is it talking to these guys in this day and time, in this era, getting these guys to listen, Zerrick, because you're coaching now back at your high school, getting them to listen and understand. How difficult has that been?
Oh, it's very difficult. The guys that I know, my players at my school, they try to compare my class into this class or their class, whatever the case may be. Yeah. And the biggest thing that I tell them, like, y'all will never beat us, because one thing that we separate is our mindset versus y'all.
Okay.
Like, we had to work for everything we had. We held each other accountable, whatever the case may be. If I'm a leader, I'm gonna get on another leader.
Right.
I just been a leader at the end of the day. Just, it's not hard. If you're gonna be a leader, just learn how to get everybody to not follow you, but at least have your back when times get hard within a team, because team gonna get tested at the end of the day. You're gonna need that person too, or that person, to at least bring the team together, to fight and bring the adversity and get over the adversity. That's what I have to say.
Well, one of my favorite things about leadership is lead from the front.
Right.
Don't tell me what to do when you're in the background. Be out front and lead me, because that's what leaders do. Leaders lead from the front, man. They don't lead from the back. So, but when we talk about that all important skill of listening, because it seems that a generation feels that they are just entitled. Coach, I'm entitled to be the quarterback. I'm good. No, you're not, son. You got to get out here and work. Is it that I know some guys work hard. I've seen it. I know some guys work hard. And those who work hard, man, the coach pours more into them versus a guy who doesn't want to work hard. I mean, it's a separation. Yeah. And you went through that yourself, because, hey, son, if you're not going to work hard, it's not too much at the end of the road for you. I mean, we're not just going to give you the keys to the car just because you got your driver's license.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
I think what's really the difference is nowadays, I think these kids are just so overhyped by these media specialists, these outlets, these 5 stars, these 4 stars, and all whatnot, the 707s. Like, it's just, when I was playing, it was none of that. You play 707, you're a 4-star, cool, okay. Now they got NIL money coming with the 4-5 stars, so it's more to playing football, but is it done the right way will be my question.
And for you to make that comment, man, being the fact that, hey, it hadn't, has it been 10 years since you played in high school?
Well, it's funny you said that, because this will be my 10 year, 2026 will be my 10 year.
Okay, so 10 years, and the landscape has already changed because of the portal, because of NIL, but because, like you said, the social media aspects, man, is just so enormous, because guys are putting together clips, man. As soon as the game is over, man, these guys got footage on the internet, on Instagram or whatever about the game, and it's like, but that's just the time we live in, right?
Yeah.
So, and you want to make sure that you can kind of keep some guys grounded, man, because, hey, man, you go off to the next level. You think you were a 4-star, but, man, you going up there and they got 3 or 4 5 stars. It's a different day. It's different.
How I look at it is, I tell my kid, it's 100 U's out here.
Yeah.
It's 100 U's out here. What you going to do?
Exactly.
100 U's. What you going to do differently?
I don't know, Coach. What should I do different?
Hey, that's their favorite.
What should I do different, Coach?
Line too, Coach. I don't know. Like, I'm just going to make it. Okay. Show me.
And now that would be one of the things I would tell him, show me. Like, son, that's not a good answer, just saying you don't know, I'm going to just make it. That's not a good answer. That's not the solution to the problem. I'm giving you a problem. I need you to come up with a good solution, because it's just like being in the game. Hey, man, we got a third down and this much. What you going to call? I'm going to let you call the play this time. Oh, no, coach, no, I'm not ready to do. No, man, I need to find out if you can, under pressure, how you going to respond.
Yeah.
You know, and testing guys, hey, you all get tested, and it's not to say you're going to make the absolute best decision. You might not, but I'm going to support you either way. If you don't make the best decision, I'm going to tell you what you could have done better. If you made the best decision, I'm going to tell you what you could have done better than that. So it's always decisions that have to be made. But I think when a guy like yourself, man, and that's why when we met at that game a couple of years ago, man, I just saw something about the way you were working guys, man. I saw you working those guys with such specificity that you were making sure that they were on point with every little detail. You weren't letting them get away with anything. Hey, man, no, do this and do it again. I was like, okay, I see you, coach. I see you.
Because I want the same thing if I was in high school all over again. Right. When I was in high school, I ain't have my not to knock on my quarterback coach or my position coach in high school, because I mean he got me to Clemson, but right. He didn't know as much as I know it as a quarterback now. So why not pass my knowledge on to these youngins?
Well, and that's the great thing about coming back. Now, we talked a little earlier about going back to our high school alma maters and giving back. I come from a high school, man, that ever since it opened in 1965, football players have always come back and given back. I mean, nobody asks, nobody demands, nobody tells. It's just been a way of life, man. I mean, we've seen guys come back to teach the guys behind them. So what has that been like for you going back to Jonesboro High?
It's been good. It's been a real good, transition from, playing ball to giving back to my old high school, Jonesboro High School. And I just go every day with an open mindset as well, with new kids, new situations, and just being, available to the kids within the classroom, not just my football players, but to every student, athlete, kid in that building, just being an open hand to them. And it's just been good, just being able to, pour back into them. But I would like to pour a little more into them as far as, open the facilities for them around the south side of Atlanta, because there's not too many, resources around that area where, kids don't have to go to, North Georgia, or got to go to Conyers, or want to go to Florida and train. They can have all them, tools and resources they have here on the south side. So I want to be the one to provide that, because why not? I done left my legacy behind, here in Jonesboro, at Clemson, at Jacksonville State. So why not, build even more on my legacy that I've left.
Well, you know what they say, Z. Speak it into existence, brother. Speak it into existence.
Got it. I got to.
That's a great thing, man. And I think that will be awesome when that day happens. What subject area do you teach?
I teach English language arts.
English and language arts.
Yes, sir.
Critical things, because reading, writing, and math, man, those are three things. Man, if y'all not learning those things, there's something is totally off, because you gotta have those, man. You got to learn how to write. You got to learn how to read. And I've, dealing with kids in elementary school, especially boys, man, when they get fearful of learning to read or don't want to read out loud in class and things like that, man, and they turn that part of that educational process off, we start losing them. And we can't afford to lose them, because we have to find a way to pour back into them a reason why they need to be learning and getting this education, man. So, and especially when they see Black men teaching in schools, it makes a difference.
It does. I actually noticed that this year. So this is my third year teaching or in building. And I finally realized why male Black teachers are wanted in building, honestly.
Yes, sir. And now let me ask you this. What was that feeling like, man, that first time those guys say, "Coach," and they called you coach for the first time, man? What did it give you chills, man? I mean, because the first time that happened to me, man, I just felt so proud. I was like, man, coach. They calling me coach. Okay.
No, I didn't really have a effect to the word coach or feeling to it. it did kind of make me feel kind of old, I would say, because he's like coach. And I had to realize, like, okay, cool. I am a coach now. Like, I'm around full time. Whereas, before I come around, I help out. Then I go play ball or just go back to doing whatever I was doing. But now I'm actually like full time. But right. For the most part, I didn't have no feel for it. It just did make me feel kind of old though.
It made you feel kind of old?
Kind of old, that's it.
But man, being in the schoolhouse, and here's the thing. They know if you got eyes on them, they know to be careful. Because
yes.
Hey man, that go Coach Cooper. For the young ladies might say Mr. Cooper. They go Coach Cooper, man, because they know if they get out of line, bro. When I see you practice today, brother. When I see you practice today.
I do the classroom checks myself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to see you in class.
Right.
And I'm gonna embarrass you right there. Get on the wall. Go ahead. Yes. Don't play with him at all.
Hey, Z. Hey, man, why your teacher got to come to me today and tell me you acting up in class and stuff, man? What's going on? No, coach, that wasn't me. Okay.
All right. Listen, Dad tell me that. Guess what I do? Go in there tomorrow. Miss such and such. What you say about him? Oh, okay, cool. Get on that wall.
Yes, sir.
When you ready for him to go to the wall, he good.
Yeah, man. But I've told people, man, it's not that our children don't embrace structure and discipline, because they do. You just have to be consistent with it.
That's it.
You can't be liking this over here and showing favors over here, but not showing favors over there. No, man, as long as it's consistent, man, they can deal with the discipline and the structure. As a matter of fact, they really want discipline and structure. If you really get down to the nitty gritty, they were like, yeah, okay. Because they know that, hey, it means something. They know you care. I will put it that way. They know you care when you put that discipline and structure on. They know you care, coach.
Put it right there.
Yeah. And parents know you care. Hey, Coach Cooper, I know you got on him. Get on him, coach. When you get the green light from mom and dad, oh my God.
We good. Yeah, we good now.
Oh, I want you to mess up now.
I want you to mess up.
Yeah. So I've loved that part too, man, because there's nothing like, especially when they're elementary school, man, seeing them eyes get big when you make that relationship with the parents, and they like hoping please don't tell my mama, please don't tell my daddy what I did in school. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say nothing today, but act up tomorrow. Act up tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, look, let me give you an opportunity to talk about this Z6 Performance foundation or organization you got going on, man. Talk about your performance thing you got going.
Yes, indeed. So Z6 Performance is basically my QB training page or business that I got going. This is my second year going, so I'm interested to see how this goes, because I've been elevating pretty much every week or every other week, man. It's been 1 or 2 new kids, so I'm just interested. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm just anxious. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Anxious to see where this is going to go and how big I can get, being that, this is the path that I want to go down and the doors that God can open for me and stuff like that. So if anyone listening, you got your young kid with you looking for quarterback training, my page is somewhere in a private chat. Reach out to me on Instagram, Google, wherever the case may be, but I'm available and I'm looking for new kids.
So all they got to do is look up Z6 Performance and they'll find you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I'll say this to you also too, Zerrick. Not only you, but there's a guy down at Locust Grove High School. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Coach Bruce Eugene.
Okay. I think I heard of Bruce. I heard of Coach Bruce before.
That dude used to could spin it over there at Grambling, man.
Okay.
He could spin it. He 13,000 yards at Grambling.
Okay.
Of course you got, huh?
So I'm gonna go do my research.
Yeah, Locust Grove. He's right there in your backyard. Another guy, Coach Morton. He's a quarterback coach. Coach 10 up there. Quincy Carter.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, man. Without speaking it into existence, but you guys could also almost have a coalition of Black quarterback coaches amongst yourselves just in Georgia, just to help each other out and be a source for each other. If Well, if I'm way over here in DeKalb County, man, and you live over in Fairburn, you don't need to come way over here to me. Check out my coach over here. Or if I'm up in Marietta and you down here in Jonesboro, you don't have to drive to Marietta. Check out Coach Z down there, because all our guys, man, like I said, it's so many of them, and all they need is to know that you guys are there to support them and help them and be the ears, eyes, and the teachers to help them become better quarterbacks and better students of the game, man, because teaching the game, Zerrick, teaching the game, man. If you're teaching these guys the game, how much better are they going to get?
A lot. And especially if you teach it in the right way. You got to teach it the right way.
Exactly. So, and, you know, when too many people get in these young men's ears, man, it just clouds up the water because they don't know who to listen to. Yeah. Or my uncle said this, or my coach said that, or my friend daddy said this. It's just too many people whispering in their ears, and it's not always the best information for these guys, especially when it's time to make a decision about what college you're going to, you know, because everybody want to chase the bag. Like, hey, man, the bag ain't always the right thing to be doing. You know,
all money ain't good money.
Exactly.
All money ain't good money.
So to have you guys, man, and then to have maybe workshops to teach the student athlete, but also to teach the parents, you know, because a lot of single mothers, man, they only know as much as somebody tells them or teaches them. Right. And they're going to depend on whoever because they don't have anybody else.
Right.
You know, but the opportunity, man, that just came to me like, man, knowing how many guys like yourself up there in that Metro Atlanta area, man, and all the quarterbacks up there, man, oh my God, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. So, man, y'all sitting on a gold mine up there in Metro Atlanta, man. I wish I was, you know, I used to live in Atlanta. I wish I was still up there now, man, because I would be loving it.
No matter what, go ahead and come back, make an appearance.
I can't do that now, man. I can't do that now. I wish I could, man. I used to live out in the Smyrna area out there by Cumberland Mall.
Okay. You're not too far from me. I'm in Mapleton.
Okay, yeah. Just to the west over there, yeah. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Well, look, Z, we're about to close this thing out, man. But let me tell you what I got to do, because in addition to having guys like yourself come on the show, man, which definitely makes what we're doing that much more important. The part of the show that we love to do, man, is let you guys know that by being on the show tonight, man, you being with me tonight qualifies you for being a part of this. You have now become a member of the brotherhood known as Quarter Phi Back.
Yes, indeed.
And with that being said, my brother, welcome to the brotherhood. That's a picture of what we like to put up, man, to show you what it looks like with the frat house and all the brothers in their blazers, man, and their ties looking like that fraternity of brothers.
That's how you supposed to be. I like that.
Like that?
Yes, indeed. Appreciate it.
So tonight, man, you will now become a part of our esteemed group of brotherhood. You will get your lifetime membership certificate and letter, and you will also be getting a small gift bag of some things, primarily one of these lapel pins that I'm wearing, so that the next time you got on the suit, man, and you just want to let somebody know what's going on, they're going to ask you, what's that? What is that you're wearing? Q Phi B. That's what we tell them. Q Phi B, baby. I'm a member. I ain't never heard of that fraternity. Well, I guess you weren't supposed to know about it.
Right. It ain't for you.
It ain't for you. So, man, welcome to the brotherhood. Thank you so very much, Zerrick, for being a part of the show tonight. Let's stay in touch, man.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Thank you for the opportunity to, speak my piece.
No problem, man. You stay healthy, man. Kudos to you and your family, man. Stay healthy and stay on those guys up there at Jonesboro High School.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
All right. You too, sir.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard it from the man himself. There he was, Mr. Zerrick Cooper, Z, as he might be known to some of his fans and friends. We want to thank you again for joining us tonight on the Post Route. I'd like to thank my crew, my producer, Ronley Kennedy, my social media director, Mr. CD Lazier, my in-house photographer, Mr. Will Relaford, and our resident sports psychologist, Dr. Will Kitchings. So until next Monday night, as we always say, go deep, go for the bomb. See you next week, everybody. Take care.